All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had a fantastic chapter of One Piece, and now it's time to see if we can get a fantastic chapter of My Hero Academia. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter reaction and review. Last we left out on, it had the Todoroki family trying to deal with Dabi and his imminent explosion. And we cap off the chapter with Ida and Shoto speeding with lightning with faster than the speed of sound quickness over to where they are because they only have minutes before Dabi goes off completely. And it pretty much showed Shoto engulfing himself with his phosphorus, which we see being used to create his what is it? Great Glacier Agile? I forget the exact name, but he's flying with Ida and he's moving so fast that even his own armor is breaking off him because they're traveling at such a fast speed. So let's begin with chapter 390, Shoto Todoroki Rising. And it shows that Ida's engines are literally bursting off of his legs, like his engines are blowing themselves because he's overextended himself. This is as far as I can escort you. Thank you, Ida. Flash fire fist, phosphor. And then it shows Ida and Shoto moving at such a speed that they're literally shattering windows all around. And then it cuts to a member of Tsukauchi's group as he goes, I can't believe it! Transonic speed? As fast as a fighter jet! He's using regenerating ice constructs to reduce drag and creating a layer of heated air to reduce friction. Now, if anyone can do a darn thing about the impending crisis at Gunga, it's gotta be the dynamic duo of engine and half cold, half hot. You make one heck of a teacher, All Might. You're our only hope. You've got this! And then Ida drops to the ground because he's completely out. He's out of juice. He can't go any further. And Shoto goes flying. Todoroki! Thanks to you, I'm becoming who I want to be. So get over there and make it happen for you. And it cuts to Shoto, who just hits the ground, but he immediately gets up. So get over there and make it happen for you too. And it cuts to Shoto, who skids across the ground after being flung off of Ida, but he just starts running. Immediately. Dear Mom, I want to tell you something. In hopes of keeping up with my classmates, I'm making an effort to speak up and chat with them daily. All that talking has led to some conflict, but sometimes butting heads with others has led to a better understanding of how they think and feel. My friends care about more than just themselves. They get mad and shed tears for the sake of others. That's how I want to be too. It's not easy, but I'm trying. And it shows the entire Todoroki family dealing with the fact that Endeavor's still holding on to Toya. And they even look back and they're looking around and they're slowly getting burned by all this fire, this intense heat from Dabi. But in the distance, we see Shoto. It's like everything is flipped around upside down. If it was so simple a thing. My origin as Toby. Oh wait, let me see. It's like everything is flipped around upside down. My origin as Toya and Dabi. If it was so simple a thing. If only we butted heads like this sooner. There are still arguments I want to have, and things I still want to say. As it cuts to Shoto screaming as we see an explosive Great Glacial Agir! Hey, I was right. But the entire area just implodes as we see the words Great Glacial Agir! And then we just see light envelop the entire area. We see the helicopters, we see the people just watching. We see everyone watching. We see the explosion happen in the air, just get pushed through, and then we see those kindergartens, those grade school kids, as they're looking and smiling. And then we see that the entire area, the big impending explosion, it has dissipated completely. And all that's left is just one big mist-filled area as the entire area has been cooled. And Shoto is just so unbelievably tired, bleeding from the mouth and everything because he gave it everything he had. Our whole family is here. Well, not great, but maybe it's for the best. Because my great glacial gear alone might not have been enough to stop this, as it shows Shoto, who with the help of his family and his great glacial gear, has frozen Dabi and stopped him from exploding. Ever since round 1 back there, Toya's fire just kept growing.
Oh, Shoto!
He reached uncharted territory where I can't tread. Maybe I was never actually the masterpiece creation. And it shows Endeavor because he's just down and out as well. But everyone has been covered in cold. The whole area is just completely frozen over because of Shoto and his family. They stopped the nuke. They stopped Nuke Toya from going off. Crisis averted. This is a happy day. Mind you, they hurt. Especially Endeavor because his body is... His body is just so undeniably and heavily burned. But he did it. He reached uncharted territory where I can't tread. Maybe I was never actually the masterpiece creation.
You all die already. Dead, you scum. Just die. You all and me too. Drop dead.
And I'm like, how can you say drop? How can you say anything with P's and your teeth and your lips are gone? I mean, Toya he's missing his right arm. His face is burned down to absolute no recognition whatsoever. So how is this man saying his P's when he all he has is teeth? How is he saying? How is he speaking this way? He's freezing from the inside. Toya, my big brother. Well, what now?
All that awaits us is pure hell.
Toya! And it cuts to Endeavor, who slowly crawls over to Toya. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I never made it to Sekoto Peak.
Hate you all. Hate you, Dad. The whole family, too.
Go on. Really. Let me have it. Keep it coming. Rei, I'm sorry for pushing you to the breaking point. Fuyumi, I'm sorry for leaving you to pick up the pieces. Natsuo, I'm sorry for neglecting you like I did. And Shoto, I'm sorry. And then it just cuts to the camera, the view zooming out from the entire Todoroki family. The crisis of Toya exploding has been completely nullified now. All that's left is just like a pure, frozen, massive landscape all around them. And in the distance, we see the mist from all the hot that was happening because it's frozen. We see the mist of it, and then we cut back to Toya when he was saying, "Let's smile, Himiko Toga." And then it cuts to Himiko, who's looking in that direction. Smiling is why we live our lives.
Toya, have you managed to smile?
And as it cuts to Toya, as a twice, looking in the direction of where Toya, as it cuts to Toga, Himiko, why did I say as it cuts to Toya as a twice? As it cuts to Himiko Toga as a twice, looking in the direction of where Dabi was, we see Uraraka dealing with the numerous other twices, and she's just giving Himiko Toga the stink eye. And that is the absolute last panel for this chapter. Good Good to see you, Psycho. Good to see you, Michael. Good to see you, oh yeah, URL. I was about to say Psycho again. I know Shoto is half and half in powers, but I wonder if he'll get strong enough to develop the blue flames. I mean, anything is possible. We've seen the extents of his ice, which is Great Glacial Agir. And we've seen Phosphor, which is him combining both his ice and cold together, but we haven't seen the absolute pinnacle of his fire yet. So it's entirely possible for his quirk to evolve. I mean, the dude is ridiculously strong where his Great Glacial Agir is capable of changing the immediate landscape into a frozen wasteland. That's how strong his eyesight is. But we haven't seen the extent of his fire side. Mainly because he chose not to use and develop his fire side as much because it reminded him, at the time, too much of how his father wanted him to be the next best thing that could beat All Might. So it's entirely possible that Shoto could develop blue flames. But the caveat of Dabi's blue flames is that overlonged use of blue flames is why his body was basically burned from the inside out. I mean, the reason why he looks the way he does right now is because he had skin grafted to him. Because he burned his body to its core when he was a kid. When All For One found him. So blue flames for Shoto would be cool, but every quirk has that one debilitating weakness that can make overuse of it kind of taxing. And blue flames has clearly shown that overuse of it can literally burn you from the inside out. As we've seen with Toya right now, where he's burned himself down to his mere muscle and skeleton. That's how far he's gone. Like, his eyes are gone. All you see is just his charred skeleton. Hair still intact, so that I guess that's one thing that's immune to his own quirk. Hair still intact, but his eyes are gone because they've been burned away. He was literally going to burn himself from the inside out in order to kill not only himself, but everyone. Do you think Endeavor is going to die because he's extremely injured and he has no arm? It's entirely possible for him to survive, but I would not put it past Horikoshi to have Endeavor in a critical condition. It would not surprise me. Endeavor dying would not surprise me, especially now. This man held on to Toya when Toya was on the brink of imploding, and his whole body burned from it. Mind you, he said that Toya's flames were so hot that even his own flames weren't enough to shield him from it. So Endeavor is burned far more than he has ever been before, injured far more than he's ever been before. His arm is gone, just like his son. His body's burned, just like his son. They're both in extremely critical condition. So it's anyone's guess if Endeavor survives. It's anyone's guess. I wouldn't be surprised if Endeavor doesn't make it. If he makes it, sure, that's fine. But if Endeavor dies, that would not surprise me either. Because so much has happened to his body. He was just in the hospital not too long ago, dealing with the injuries he sustained when Shigaraki first woke up. And now he's going to be back in that same situation again if he lives. If he dies, then it's understandable. Because this man took so much punishment. Not only was he dealing with Toya, but before that he was dealing with All For One and lost his arm to All For One in the process, but was also the one who pretty much pushed All For One to the point where he had to use that rewind drug in order to come back because Endeavor almost killed him. But Endeavor really hasn't had a moment to breathe this entire fight, so he's exhausted, he's heavily burned, he's missing an arm, which I honestly believe is already cauterized due to him being in close proximity to Toya. So it's not a matter of his arm being a thing that helps with his injuries or anything. His arm, if it was bleeding before, it's cauterized now. If it was bleeding before, it's definitely cauterized now due to dealing with Toya. But it's anyone's guess where Toya and Endeavor end up as far as their healing is concerned. Like Natsuo, Fuyumi, and Rei, they're all burned, but not to the degree as Endeavor, simply because Endeavor was at ground zero. And Shoto, he's heavily damaged as well because he pushed himself far beyond himself, and then he came up and finished the fight with Great Glacial Agir and froze his brother and everyone. So I feel like Fuyumi, Rei, Natsuo and Shoto are probably going to have a much better recovery other than Endeavor and Toya. But we don't even know if either Toya or Endeavor are going to make it out of this. Because Toya, there's no way you're going to just heal your body back from, literally burning yourself down to your mere skeleton. Like, if you look at the panel where Toya burned himself, his nose is gone. He's literally down to his bare skeleton all around his face. Like, his entire body is burned beyond all recognition. So, it's anyone's guess where these two individuals are going to end up as far as whether they live or die. But if they die, it wouldn't surprise me. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. But now that matter with Toya is completely settled now. It's done. It's over. Like we thought. Because here's the thing. The last time Toya got beaten was with this exact same move. Except Shoto used it on a much grander scale now. So Toya got done in by the same super attack ultimate move from Shoto twice. So if that's any consolation to him, or that, you gotta imagine from his perspective, he got beaten by the same move by his brother that Endeavor cherished more than him. And of course, Toya's state of mind is just so far gone. He wants everyone to die. He wants everyone to die. Even though he's lost, he still wants everyone to die. His mind is gone. Toya is gone. We only have Dabi. There is no Toya, only Dabi. And he's fundamentally gone. There's no getting him back. There's no getting him back. His mind snapped when he was threatening to implode and kill everyone in a 5-kilometer radius. So yeah, he's definitely gone. He's not coming back. But now we got some more matters to settle. Because since we're done with Toya, I don't know if it's going to be done with Toya completely as far as like dealing with the Todoroki family recovering, or at least speaking to one another, because we got Endeavor saying sorry to literally everyone. Good character development for him. But now we got to deal with Himiko Toga, and Uraraka is already being bombarded by a whole bunch of twice. Like, she's being held down by a bunch of twice, as Himiko is looking in the direction of Toya, wondering if he's truly smiling again, not knowing that Toya has been beaten. She doesn't know. But now we got Uraraka, who's staring down Himiko Toga, so we got to resolve this. We got to resolve this whole Himiko Toga thing. It has to be resolved, and soon. Because the only other big individual that we need to concern ourselves with, other than Himiko Toga and her Dead Man's Parade of twice in the Gunga Mountains, is All for One. And not after that, we have Shigaraki, who's still dueling it out with Midoriya right now. So the number of significant threats to the heroes has decreased by 1 due to Toya's defeat. So this is actually a really good chapter. But now, pieces are being removed off the board once again. And it's anyone's guess where we're going to cut to next. But at least Shoto got there in time. And even he admitted that, had it not been for you guys being here, my Great Glacial Gear may not have been enough. But, I mean, they were all using their ice to kind of freeze the area around him. But Shoto was the one who came in with a big old blast of, okay, I'm going to turn the entire region where we're at into like a winter wonderland. But, yeah. Good chapter. Let me stop droning on because I tend to do that. But this was a good chapter, and it's like there's still so many loose ends that we need to see the end of, and we're not even there yet. So we just got to see where the story goes from here. And I can't tell if we go on break with this chapter or not because it doesn't say. It doesn't say whether we're going to get a chapter next week or if we're going on break. I'll have to, keep an eye on it next week. But as far as I know, the next chapter is up in the air, so we'll just see where things go from here. But I'm glad Shoto got there. I need me a genuine My Hero Academia game where I could play as these characters. A Musou game or an RPG. Not that Battle Royale Rumble game that is that's got like a demo we're supposed to be releasing. No, I'm done with Battle Royales. I never played one, but I'm just not a fan. So we need a genuine My Hero Academia video game that you can play on consoles. Kind of like Pirate Warriors, but with My Hero, because that would be fantastic to play. But I'm droning on again. I'm done. This was a good chapter. We had a great chapter, a phenomenal chapter of One Piece, and we had a great chapter of My Hero Academia, where we see Shoto displaying just how powerful he truly is. And this is young Shoto. Can you imagine how much stronger he'll get when he gets older and adult? Can't wait until we see Deku again versus Shigaraki. Should be interesting. But to everyone here, all I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, because it helps the channel and it's completely free. Subscribe, because it helps the channel and it's completely free. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always... share, because the more the merrier, and because I'm going for 100,000 subscribers. And maybe you consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward. All right, ain't no way. Ain't no way that my OBS disconnected me and then closed out my intro. Ain't no way. Nah, that's not how we play. That's not how we play. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, because it's completely free. Subscribe, because it's completely free. And... wait, can you guys... wait, you got... oh, snap! You guys can't even see me. You guys can't even see me. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I had to squash that. My OBS decided to cut out my intro. That's not how I play here. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, because it's completely free. Subscribe, because it's completely free and it helps the channel. And share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier, and because I am going for 100,000 subscribers. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later peoples! And I said this before, but it got cut off. But today really has been a genuinely phenomenal day for manga. Y'all take care.